Hello, and welcome back to our Fair Trade webinar series produced by SFU Fair Trade. If you're watching this, it's probably your first day of Fair Trade Ambassador training. But if not, and you stumbled upon this video just cause, maybe we can convince you to join the program. In 2017, Fair Trade Canada, the Canadian Fair Trade Network, and the Association Québécoise de Commerce Équitable developed the Fair Trade Ambassador Program. For the first time, the Fair Trade Ambassador Program gave individuals the tools and opportunity to make change in their communities. The program itself is nationwide and open to everyone. We hope as ambassadors continue to be trained that groups like SFUs will start to form and act as networks for new recruits. But before I get ahead of myself, let's start from square one. Through this video, I'm going to give you an idea of what the Fair Trade Ambassador Program is, why it's important in the context of fair trade, and how you can get involved. The Fair Trade Ambassador Program gives you the opportunity to be recognized as a fair trade leader in Canada. It also gives you the tools to empower others to be leaders too. The program was designed to give you the tools you need to educate, engage, and mobilize your communities, wherever those communities are in Canada. Specifically, the program gives you the opportunity to learn about fair trade, participate in various activities and events, and to engage in international development and sustainability. Through this program, you'll have the opportunity to network with other like-minded individuals and build influential networks. You'll also be able to develop your leadership, public speaking, and event planning skills, and you'll receive recognition through the National Fair Trade Networks as a dedicated leader. The program recognizes individuals' strong commitment to fair trade through their passion and dedication and advocacy work with a formal certificate. Using their knowledge and experience about fair trade ambassadors teach campuses and towns and schools and faith groups all about why fair trade is important. And they participate in all sorts of events all over the country. As fair trade ambassadors, you're essentially teaching consumers about what fair trade is, so that they understand how and why it's important to buy fair trade certified products. By doing this, you're indirectly supporting fair trade producers by increasing the demand for fair trade products in the country that you live in. There are now 5 million Canadians living in fair trade towns across Canada, so that's a lot of minds to work with. Becoming a fair trade ambassador is a formal process with several components. Typically, applications open at certain times during the year, and applicants can fill out an application form and the program managers will get back to you. The program managers will train you on some key aspects that are really important to help support you in your ambassador role. These include what fair trade is, what it looks like on the ground, and how it really works, who the key stakeholders are in your community, as well as some key skills training that will either take place in person or online, but is really there to help support you plan events, manage programs, and start projects that you're really passionate about. As a fair trade ambassador, you'll be committed for at least 1 year, which means you really need to think about what you want to work on. Whether you're part of a school or a town or a campus or a faith group or workplace, or even if you're a part of none of these, the Fair Trade Ambassador Program will help guide you to take the right steps towards the changes that you want to make. Program managers will check in with you at least 3 times a year to check on the progress of your projects and help adjust anything that isn't working. But it won't just be the program managers. You'll also have access to all the networks from all the different groups all across Canada for mentorship opportunities and sharing resources as well. As part of the program, you'll be required to attend a Fair Trade Ambassador training session, and this could be in the form of a webinar or an in-person meeting. Before you attend your initial Fair Trade Ambassador training, you'll be required to do a couple things. First is to review some additional fair trade reading materials to keep yourself up to speed about what's new in fair trade. And second, to think about some key projects that you think you might want to implement if you joined the program. After your training session, you'll be asked to fill out a personal action plan. This includes your who, what, where, when, why, and how of your project over the next 4 months. After you finish that, the CFTN will review it, and you'll start implementing those goals. In the next 4 months, you'll come back and fill out another one. After all this is done, your project will be complete. And after your training session is over, you're free to start engaging. As a Fair Trade Ambassador, you'll have the opportunity to support and motivate fair trade programs in your region. to participate in national fair trade campaigns, to help organize and attend the Canadian Fair Trade Network's National Fair Trade Conference, and to engage with local stakeholders who might also be interested in learning more about what fair trade is and what designations they could also get. You could also help with fair trade product demos, or support the CFTN's Fair Trade magazine through content suggestions or distribution. Or you could just start your own project. The CFTN loves new ideas and wants to help support you in a project that you're personally passionate about. So, as I said before, the program requires a commitment of at least 1 year. And during this year, you'll be published on Fair Trade Canada's website as an active fair trade ambassador in your region. Your leadership skills will also be developed through ongoing trainings and check-ins, and you'll also help support the development of new fair trade ambassadors. So that's it. Now you know what the Fair Trade Ambassador Program is, why we need you to help propel the movement forward, and what exactly it takes to join the program. It's really that easy. If you're still interested and want to get in contact with the program manager, you can go to the Canadian Fair Trade Network's website or Fair Trade Canada's website for more information.